So I want to turn to a very important vote that occurred last week. More than 100 Democrats being unable to repudiate socialism. For those who fled socialism in Cuba or the Soviet Republic or communism, this has to be a shocker to know that at least 100 members of one of the ruling parties in America doesn't think there's a problem with socialism. Your thoughts on why this is perhaps a more meaningful vote than just a symbolism?
Well, first of all, a huge change. You know, we took this vote a couple of years ago. We were at 86 Democrats. Now we're at 109 Democrats. It's almost, if you listen are real still in the House chambers, you can watch the Democrats one by one becoming more socialist oriented. I mean, that's a huge shift in a 2-year period. Yeah. 86 to 109. Then you have to say, what does socialism mean? Socialism means the government runs everything. You've got to rent from the government. You've got to be hired by the government. You've got to determine what you can buy by the government. Socialism is the end of freedom. And I would hope that anybody reading about what happens when the government has absolute power over everything sees the horrific places it winds up, be it in Cambodia, be it in Cuba. Talk to some of your friends if they've ever been to Cuba. Wow, what a mess. You read about what was going on in the Soviet Union, Red China, what have you. So it's scary that that many Democrats are shifting to wanting the government to run everybody's life, to want the government to run or almost employ everybody, for the government to do almost all of the production in the country. Very scary. But like I said, 109? 86 was a shock 2 years ago. Now we're at 109. People have to wake up and see what this Democrat Party is about. And socialism is the opposite of freedom. Socialism means the government employs everybody, which is, of course, what the Democrats want. As it is in our current system, they're trying to get more and more people working for the government. Under socialism, everybody works for the government.
Yeah. Congressman, help me understand, because the 2024 election for a lot of people came down to the system of governance, the level of freedom, and folks looked at President Trump as the capitalist, the free market guy, the guy who wanted to expand freedoms rather than contract them. And look no further than places like Miami, where you have so many Cuban immigrants or children of immigrants who came from that type of Marxist or socialist background. And then look at what happened in the election. How do Democrats see that and then double down in the other direction?
Well, when I look at the election, I know everybody's happy about the election. Man, we're grateful President Trump won. But you look at Kamala Harris getting 48%. That is scary. That means 48% of the public voted for somebody who's almost promising to permanently, fundamentally change America. We want a bunch of smart college professors in Washington deciding how our economy operates, what we're going to produce, how much people are going to make. We want a situation in which you have to work for the government, and therefore your promotion or demotion or whatever is determined by your political feelings, which is what happens under socialism. Even now, I look at my career as a politician. I get a call from, say, the Department of Natural Resources when I was a state legislator. Get a call from somebody who works for a school district, and they'll say, Glenn, never let them find out what my name is, or I'd be trouble. That's what happens in our system. If you're working for the government or working for a university or working for a K-12 school district. Can you imagine what it'd be like in socialism if everybody had to work for the government? The end of freedom.